with more Elden Ring Shadows of the Erdtree. Now, last session, last time before we took the break, I said that there was a boss that I needed to fight and record separately in Castle Ennis. Enos? Whatever. Anyway, that turned out to not be the boss I needed to record. In fact, the boss I needed to record is the boss that you get these from. The quality dryleaf arts, which are the first and earliest hand-to-hand weapon that you can get hold of. They've got a really low equip cost. They let you do some really awesome martial arts moves. You get them by challenging an existing character who uses them to a fight, and he leaves you the technique as a gift afterwards. You do have to win the fight, though. I fought him using the giant hammer, and then I went and respect so that we could do sort of a more sort of D&D monk style playthrough with these. I've respect back into a quality build, which means we can use a lot of different weapons. But the weapon I will mostly be focusing on for the time being are the dryleaf arts hand-to-hand weapon, which isn't actually a weapon, it's just a fighting style that you equip in your weapon slot. It has the unique skill Palm Blast, which is a charged palm strike that does a ton more damage if you charge it all the way. And I tested this out on a golem from the base game for shits and giggles, and was able to instantly topple it with a fully charged palm strike to its leg. So this has really good poise damage. Once we get a couple more levels, we're gonna add the throwing knife that we found a while back into the mix. Oh, we can use this again as well if we want, because we have the option to re-equip pretty much all of the weapons that we set up. But we need a single point of instant faith to use the Smith Strip Dagger, which we can throw and then recall at will. And with that in one hand and these in the other, we can get like a really nice sort of ninjutsu martial arts build going. So, let's rock and roll. We will go and fight the boss at the castle that I got the guy I needed to talk to mixed up with, because I didn't. I fought her a couple of times and lost. Her name is Ralana. I wonder if she's connected to Renala somehow. And she wields a twin moon sorcery and 2 swords that command fire and magic. Sullivan. And she is a really brutal boss that I am definitely not ready for. So we're gonna explore more of the Lands of Shadow and just generally get ourselves set up and leveled up, so that we can take her on at full strength. And one thing that I found out, because I was listening to some people talk about the game between, during the little break we had, I found out that there's actually, much like in the base game, there are some things that only appear at night that are worth keeping an eye out for. So we're going to set the time tonight, and we're going to ride back out into the, into this grave region in hopes of finding something new. I think I'll start with the forest and then we'll loop all the way around. Just, you know, really sweeps the place for anything we can use. The thing I specifically heard can show up is there are apparently these sort of glowing nighttime grave-looking things that okay, what the hell is making that noise? But yeah, there are these glowing graves that appear at night that I think are worth looking into. I didn't actually hear what they did, I just heard that they were a thing that you can find by exploring the Land of Shadow at night. You know, when it's shadowier. Just normal things. Oh crap. The hell did you come from? Another beast claw? Like the one guy that we defeated to, the guy you can fight for Vare's quest. And this guy, first of all, we've been ambushed by a complete monster who I'm completely screwing up fighting, but I believe they're using the new Beast Claw weapon type, which are claws, if claws were way more aggressive. Once again, we fall afoul of Elden Ring insisting on setting the time back to morning every time you die. One thing I do wish, if you have to make the game change time of day whenever you die, I think it'd be kind of neat if it advanced forward one step each time you died, so that you were more likely to run into, like, events that happen at set times of day, for example. Okay, so he was somewhere in this area, right? Got my ice cream here, because it's very hot here in England. Which is pretty rare for us, honestly. Typically rains. There he is. See, that does a lot of damage, but it needs time to charge that we don't really have when he's coming at us. Both of us are using weapon types that are fast, but rely on, like, chaining attacks together to do efficient amounts of damage. God, that combo is so good. Now, the good thing about that about the Palm Blast is that I don't have to 100% charge it to use it, so I can charge and release as he gets close to interrupt his attack and set up my own combos. And I think we win the war of attrition if I keep doing that. And just like that, the Beast Claw is dead. And we get the Beast Claw. Let's take a look at it, shall we? An imitation of the esoteric technique of the Horned Warriors. Those who carry this weapon wield it as though they have been possessed by a savage beast. And it has the Savage Claws ability, which is, I think, the chaining attack that trapped us in a combo for a little bit back there. Now, we won't be using that weapon right now, but we may try it out in the future. Trying not to swap weapons again until we've gotten plenty of use out of the martial arts, because I've been really looking forward to using them. Okay, I was midway through eating my ice cream, but we seem to have found exactly what we were looking for. That right there appears to be the glowing graves that I was told about. Oh, they give you larval tears. That's really cool. Because obviously there's a finite amount of larval tears in the base game, and you're probably going to want to respec at least once during this DLC because of the sheer number of weapons and items and spells, and well, you get the idea. Thought it was best that we investigated that while it was fresh on my mind, because I didn't want to get too distracted. And we've also been over here before, but again, wanted to do a little bit of exploring by night, see what changed. Can't wait to get ambushed by the Night Cavalry Captain of the Shadowlands. Would they be a light cavalry? A dawn brigade or something like that? If they were in the Shadowlands, like, because we're inverting things. I don't know if that's how this works, but I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, I think... No, we've beaten them before. Was hoping we'd found a new Erdtree fragment. Figures that there wouldn't be too many too close together, given the stat buff they give you, because it's not been immediately noticeable, but as I've built it up, I have definitely felt myself getting tankier. Like every couple of times we've done it, it's felt like we're taking less damage from attacks, and that's, well, obviously that's good. I think our next port of call will be down past the bridge, see if we can get into the valley underneath it, because I think that'd be an interesting place to explore. And if all else fails, we can always resort to opening the map, picking an interesting looking spot, and running. Also, I managed to miss one of Miquella's stakes, apparently. Because there's one just right here. Oh, I did get a tiny bit of really interesting lore from... I ran into the Needle Knight that we keep hearing about. I think that's her title. Apparently, the only reason all of these disparate characters are working together is because of because Miquella has charmed them, and the way they said it made it sound inherently really sinister. So I just wanted to note that, because Miquella's clearly doing something, and we're now involved in it. I abandon here the first of the flesh of my body. Okay, so this is the first of Miquella's stakes. And who might you be?
Ah, Lady Leda spoke of you. You're that tarnished. Guided here by kindly Miquella. Won't we all? I am Freya. I once fought alongside General Radahn.
Oh damn, you're the person we summoned for that one
I
fight.
can be sure I'll hold my own. In battle, you can be sure I'll hold my own.
See, I reckon if we'd run into her a little sooner, we'd probably have recognised her at the Lion Dancer fight, where she carried a hell of a lot of weight. Let's be honest. I definitely was having trouble with that on my own. Just having someone to take the aggro off you is kind of huge. And I spy a sight of grace on the horizon. And some more of those night graves. I don't know what they're called. I'm calling them night graves until I learn what they're called. Because they only appear at night, obviously. But, it's interesting that they have larval tears in them. I wonder why that is. Like, I wonder how the larval tears are brought here to the Land of Shadow. Because they're connected specifically to the Nox and the Eternal Cities under the Lands Between. Now this town, like most places in the Lands Between, appears pretty ruined. But I do see what look like crabs. Again, seeing them at a distance, they might not be crabs. Let's investigate, shall we? Oh dear. Ruined town, a plague, and more of these fly people. God, that's satisfying to land. Is it dawn already? What the hell happened to the light? Okay. Broken Rune. Still better than nothing. This feels like there's got to be something here in this village, right? Like some clue as to what happened. Is that a different night grave to the one I touched earlier? Or is it the same one? God, I do like that the martial arts are very, like, they're very good at staggering and just breaking down enemy attacks. I'm glad people are leaving messages on those spots. Makes them a bit easier to, well, at the very least it clues you in that something might be wrong. That's actually how I first found one of the death birds in Lernia, because someone had left a message saying, try night, and then something amazing. It's kind of like it's kind of like the Painted World again, really, with the disease and the bug creature and the bug people. I mean, to be fair, no, though the bug people were mostly in the Ring City DLC, actually. Thinking back to Dark Souls 3. Still, it does make you wonder. Oh God. Okay, so if they land that attack, they get bloodlusted, and they presumably get a bonus? Yep. At the very least, they screwed me up. I have to play it a little safer when I get back up there. God, that's satisfying to land, even when it's not fully charged. Because it has a bit of an AoE burst to it, so it's actually really good for dealing with groups if you can get a bit of charge in it. Obviously, if it's fully charged, and they're right in front of you, you can hit like a cluster of them at once, but even a partial charge is enough to do some serious damage to these guys. Just a little further now. Back to where we started. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my throwing knives. Damn it, why are these ones so good at grabbing me compared to the others? That's the part I don't get. It's like they are just it's like they're just actively launching the grabs a lot more readily, I guess. And then we've got this asshole with his bloodfly sorceries. Incantations. I mean, probably incantations. I have to check. Maybe there are sorceries now, who knows? Wasn't even anything in the dang house. The ailment talisman. Time for bird, offer boy. I don't think this is Skyward Sword, but I appreciate the effort. Now then. When certain ailments are triggered, this gives you resistance to those ailments. When the weak were infected by the dreaded fly sickness, they perished well before the metamorphosis could take hold. Oddly, those who cared for the infected and made certain they were given a proper burial were never afflicted themselves. What does that imply, I wonder? About the people who were tending to the sick? Were they blessed for their good deeds? Or were they reaping the benefits of a disease they started? Here I am automatically assuming the worst. It could just be something quite mundane. But I mean, you can hardly blame me in a Souls franchise of all things, in a Souls game of all things. Ugh. Okay, I think the buff might have actually been coming from that one guy with the incantations earlier. Because these guys have grabbed me a few times. Because these guys have grabbed me and it hasn't caused any of those red flare-ups of energy. Honestly, pretty glad that this fly sickness isn't something that they can spread directly to you. The thought occurs that if Mode had the ailment talisman, he wouldn't be as easy to inflict bleed on. So it's a good thing he never came here. I mean, assuming he never came here. He was connected to the Formless Mother. The Formless Mother might physically be here somewhere. It's one of those complicated situations. A furnace visage, two furnace visages and a greater potentate's cookbook. what are these? Imitation of the furnace golem's visage, used for crafting items. Okay, so those big fiery guys are called furnace golems then. The stone mask surrounded by curled horns depicts the fell god of fire that haunts the sagas of the Hornsent. I wonder if that's the same fell god of fire that the fire giants worshipped. I suppose it's possible. Just reading into the lore as I go along here, and occasionally reading way too much into the lore, but such is life. Now then, how is one to get down there? Getting the distinct impression for this lake area before we give up on that. Or we know there might be something really awesome in the lake. And worst case scenario, at least we'll have checked the lake. Ooh, that looks alive, whatever that ping's in the middle of. Ooh, a great katana. And another ghost flame dragon. Oh yeah, we are not ready to fight a ghost flame dragon. Good to know that those aren't one of a kind. Ghost flame dragons are apparently just a thing that exists here. Putting it on the list of horrors. Some of these guys are alive. Just calling it now. Ooh, great bird armor. That sounds like a fun armor set. Absolutely just blitz our way through some of these guys. And honestly, I was well, you know what, let's take a look at the armor. Might be really good. Stone armor with a tinge of green, one of a set of armor pieces cast in the image of the Gravebird. Gravebirds are ancient golems created to guard the spirit graves, built where all manners of death ultimately drift. You know what? Let's see what it looks like. Maybe I can make this work. It's got pretty good lightning and holy resist, all things considered. Let's have a look. You know, that's not a terrible looking armor piece. I think I'm going to wait till we've got the set before I make a judgment there. Glad I tracked down the Earthseeker Knight armor. That's just really fun. So skirt the lake, because there's a dragon in it. Let's mark the dragon. Yeah, don't want to forget that there's a dragon here. See, it looks like there should be a way down over here. Let's have a look. Because if there is, we can keep exploring. Ah. Yeah, no, that ain't happening, unfortunately. But hey, there's at least a house over here that we can investigate a little. And another Greater Potentate's cookbook. The more we explore, the more we find. Okay, abandoned alien villages up there. We've been up there. I think the next thing we try is, I think we try riding this way. See how far we can get. We will go back and fight the boss in the castle. It's just, they're pretty tricksy at the moment. And I'm not entirely feeling confident that we can handle that. At least not yet. Oh. Hello there. Gotcha. These guys have set like flaming traps of some kind. And if we're gonna make it through here, we're gonna need to be careful. I mean, at least they gave us State of America, so it's not all bad. Gosh, it got dark fast. Okay, the long wind up on my kicks is definitely a weakness that I'm going to have to get used to. But as long as I bear that in mind, I should be able to handle this. Especially if I end up with the opportunity to unleash that. Okay. Got crossbow guys on this side. If I wrap around this side though, I can nick a firefly. They've really set this place up to it's a very deliberate bombing area that they can just rain fire on. But I think I can handle it. Especially with a little help from Torrent. Okay, yeah, they've reinforced their checkpoint quite well, I've got to admit. Gonna take a bit of finesse to get through there. So it'll certainly help if I don't get off Torrent unless I absolutely have to. So let's try this. I say, and then immediately get off Torrent for no reason. And up and at 'em. less fighting we have to do, the better. But I am heading up here because I saw an item I want to grab. Yeah, probably not worth it. Just like that though, we're through the worst of it. At least I think. There's a whole bunch of these just saying underground tomb ahead. So... welcome to the underground, enjoy the show. Good luck ever getting out. Dead end ahead, but seek underground tomb. Okay, I'm gonna light my lamp. I don't know if it'll actually help cut through the fog, but... yeah, you know what? Yeah, just one. Just once. Oh crap. Are these Boulder Militia? Damn, wasn't expecting to see you guys here. Lucky for me, I've gotten a lot tougher since the last time we met. I love Ruin-strewn Edifice, but it does have a lot of unnecessary poison traps, and it's all their fault. Okay, let's not get into a fist fight with some bears. Hey, this looks like the, I said let's not get into a fist fight with some bears. That looks just like the statues in the main game that point you to mausoleum, not mausoleum, but I do not like dealing with bears. Okay, open the door. Give up required ahead, I get it, but I'm going in anyway. The Fog Rift Catacombs. Okay then, let's see what's down here. Good to know that some things never change, even in the realm of shadows. Doesn't look like there's a passage down there, but maybe one of these will be a fake wall. We'll have a look. We'll have a see. We'll have a look, see if you will. Huh. Was not expecting a new subspecies of these guys. Okay, be wary of up. Yeah. Ooh. Timed that poorly. this place doesn't seem so bad. Oh, there might even be a way to ride that up higher at some point. They do love their their multi-purpose traps. Ooh. More ghost flame magic. And of a variety I have not seen. Is that... What is a Fulgur Bloom doing down here? Okay, we're gonna keep going this way for now. Oh, well damn. Okay. Another new imp subspecies, I see. But that does also mean there's a decent chance that we might be able to get something like that. As a weapon. Or maybe just as a helmet, that'd be cool too. Serious range on that spell. God, this fighting style just feels really fluid. I'm really happy with it. Oh, Ancient Dragon Knight Cookbook. Okay. No secrets here. Guess we go back and go the other way then. Actually, let's have a look at the cookbook. What did it add? Red lightning pots. An ancient dragon knight who followed Godwyn's golden knights into the realm of shadow. So Godwyn's knights are here too, somewhere. A lot of people in the realm of shadow. Yeah, no, rushing in sounds like a great way to get injured. On the other hand, sometimes they're telling the truth. Okay. Trust you on this one. Oh, I know where we are now. Oh, this ghost flame magic is getting real good. Yeah, that wasn't the button I meant to push. Come and get me. Yeah, I asked for that one. Still, I think I can manage this dungeon. The Fogrift Catacombs don't actually seem that bad. dodge the fireball, drop down here. And now I've lost them. Got you now. Nice try though. Wasn't really worth it for not resin, but I mean, they're not wrong. Okay. Now that that dastardly rascal is defeated, let's do a bit of magic. I call this magic Kung Fu. Actually, probably isn't Kung Fu. What martial art would this be based on, I wonder? Could be interesting to look into, actually. Got you now. That's how you break a shield with style. Now, can I get the jump on you? Yeah, there's always one more than you think. Looks like I can take these guys in a fight as long as I'm properly prepared. Okay. Hey, I know where we are now. Just need to wait for it to come down again. Okay, and we're almost to the boss room. Whatever the boss room might be. Huh. My first new spirit ashes! Black Knight Commander Andreas. I can definitely get behind having one of them on my side. So this drops us back down here. So no boss, just a puzzle and a reward. I mean, I'm fine with that. Just a little surprised. Ouch. That was a nice, smooth sailing type of adventure, that. Now let's see. Oh, I do have enough in me for a level up. Let's throw one into faith. Setting up for those throwing knives. and then we'll head back out, see if we can't find anything else down there. Because this was a very helpful excursion, I gotta say. But there's definitely more to find. Now, let's see if I can even get to that map marker that I see on my map. So I feel like that it's going to be one of those you got to approach it from elsewhere types. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Still progress. Progress do be progressing. Could probably get a much better view from the Church of the Crusade, so maybe it's time for a revisit of that fight. We can also go see the Knight of the Needle letter, or whatever, later. Here she is.
We are all utterly captivated by kindly Miquella. It is what binds us together. Oh, that man is known as Dane. He's been in the service of Miquella the Kind longer than I. He might be solemn of cheer, but is a fierce warrior nevertheless. There's no cause for concern. Dane's reluctance to speak to you is no fault of your own. We've been acquainted for quite some time, but even I am yet to hear his voice. Perhaps one day.
That'd be the guy we got into a fist fight with earlier for the one item.
Fie, another. Treading the heels of Miquella. Then, as that woman would surely say, we are in our purposes well aligned. But understand, your kind are not forgiven. The Erdtree is my people's enemy. By Marika long betrayed, set aflame. I believe Miquella's apologies when he says our delivery will come, but never will I see your kind as worthy.
You know what? That's fair. You're allowed to not like us.
My oath I cannot overlook. If Miquella it is whom you would seek, then comrade, allow me to give you this. It'll show you where crosses can be found.
Oh damn. Let's cross-reference that. Okay, so that's showing. I wish I could zoom it in. Okay, so that one shows all of the ones up to and including. We've been to a lot of those ones, I think. And this old one shows the two that we had already seen, to some extent, I think. Because we'd seen those two, and then I think some of the others are the result of... Why am I getting so tongue-tied? It's not like what I'm trying to say is complicated. The first map shows the first two that we were meant to stumble across, and since we've seen them, we also get the new map, which has a few extra locations on it. That's all quite reasonable so far. Okay then, let's rock and roll. Got one of their shields. Add it to the pile of new gear we've collected. Here's the church. We enter it by the door. Mesmer gets very upset with us, and an invader shows up. None of that's particularly complicated. Nor that surprising, really.
Shall all meet death in the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Got you this time. Your weird spear sword can't save you now. But your weird mesmer homing fire probably can. That was worth taking the punishment. I did a lot of damage there. What I can't afford to do is keep doing that.
Flame of Mesmer.
The fact that Stardew Altus is like a raised area closer to the Erdtree, and I am just getting so many reflection of what you already know vibes. And like, that wouldn't inherently be a bad thing. Except, I wonder where the similarities end and what twist and what new wrinkle in the story there might be. Like, in Ashes of Ariandel, it's sort of, the painted world mirrored the real world in a lot of ways. It even had its own cycle. The difference was that they had a cycle where the choice was to let it stagnate or to let it all burn so that something new could be born. And in that case, fire was a good thing. But in the outside world where the Age of Fire was going on, letting the flame die out so that the natural order of the world could resume would arguably be the right choice. So I wonder if it's the same here, where burning the Erdtree was the right thing to do in our world, but not in this sort of mirror reflection world.
Death in the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Damn, I wasn't fast enough with my palm blast. There we go. Gonna just keep on pushing forward. Ugh, that collision wasn't very good. I need to stop trying to trade with martial arts. I do not have the range advantage against a goddamn sword spear. Another thing to remember: hyper armor when they do the fiery upward stab. So maybe don't attack them when they do the fiery upward stab. Like, the fight doesn't seem unwinnable. Difficult, but it doesn't seem unwinnable. Worst case scenario, I can always take my runes and go upgrade my martial arts a little more.
Shall all meet death in the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Okay, just gotta keep this going. I do have pretty good hyper armor while I'm charging this. Enough that I could reasonably actually just... Because at this point, I'm doing more damage than they are. With most of their attacks at any rate. Their fire damage still hits me like a truck though. So I've got to keep my health topped off and then I can still win this.
Graceless heathen.
Yeah, Flame of Mesmer, must do X, must do Y, whatever. The Crusade Insignia. A talisman depicting a raised spear on a backdrop of flames, in remembrance of the lives lost in the sacred crusade led by Mesmer. Raises attack power after defeating an enemy. The warriors who fought in the crusade set aside both honour and mercy to wantonly impale and scorch those deemed impure. Those who felt invigorated by each cry of death were the same men who were certain of the sanctity of the campaign. Goddamn crusading. Oh. Yeah, no, that's not a fight I can win. Those things are crazy strong. I wonder if there's some sort of thing I can do with the starter tree fragments that would ever make me strong enough to actually handle those guys. Ooh, a twin blade guy. And that's a twin blade I haven't seen before too, so, you know, new weapon just dropped, so to speak. Wonder if that guy drops it. If he does, that'd be worth picking up. Yeah, I was asking for that one. Never get clumsy. I think we're probably going to call it after whatever the next thing we do is, because it's getting pretty late in the evening on my end. It's been a hell of a lot of fun streaming this though, and I'm probably going to keep doing it, at least until I finish the DLC. At least I hope I can do it till I finish the DLC. Don't see any reason why I wouldn't. Okay, so there's like a whole legacy dungeon here. Like, that's definitely... Like, that feels like, oh, welcome to the castle of Mesmer the Impaler. Taylor, let's talk about how screwed you are. That's what that feels like. There's the Dragon's Pit Terminus. The Gravesite Plains. Yeah, I think the next thing to do would be to take a few cracks at defeating Rellana. Because we're definitely stronger than we were when we tried to fight her last. And I reckon with a little bit of leveling up to max out our martial arts, this is totally doable. Poor Roger.
I see.
Yeah, let's tune a new spirit. There we are, Black Knight Commander Andreas. The Black Knights were the primary force of Mesmer's army. Their first leader was Andreas, a man endowed with great strength and command over the powers of the Crucible, and whose spirit in these ashes dwells. Though he remained a devout follower of Mesmer after his flight from the Erdtree, he would rebel after learning of his liege's serpentine nature. His righteous stand was rewarded with imprisonment in an underground tomb. So let's do some Ghost Lovewort. Want to have a decently strong Spirit Ash for this, because this fight is rough. There we go, I can at least get them to +6. And I think having a powerful Black Knight commander as a tank will let our martial arts DPS hit a lot harder. There we go, +7. I got any wounds? I've got a few. Let's see if I can't continue upgrading my martial arts. So it's smithing stone 8s I need for this. Still getting used to having the new tab, but it's honestly quite useful for, well, because I want to read the lore of all the stuff I'm picking up. It's quite handy. It's also quite handy that it's off by default, so that you don't have to deal with it if you don't wanna. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need a lot more runes before I can upgrade this any further. I have burnt all of my runes upgrading the Spirit Ash. But it's a damn good Spirit Ash, so I think we're okay. Now, let's fight R'hllana, who is honestly a pretty brutal fight to deal with. I forgot to set up my flask properly. Okay, so R'hllana is really fast, and also attacks with magic. It's like fighting Loretto on foot, but she's got Pontiff Sulivan's dual wielding. Plus side, those swords of hers are awesome, and we're definitely gonna pick them up. Right, my Shadow Realm blessings are all fine. Let's mix some Wondrous Physics, because I still have it set to fire, for goodness sake, and that is just not helpful here. We're gonna take Cerulean Hidden, and we're gonna keep the charge attack here, and then we're gonna do a little bit of an adjustment here. Because the Taker's cameo ain't helping us right now. And I feel like... yeah, we're not using that. Yeah, a little bit extra health can't hurt anyone. We're gonna bring Needle Knight later to help with this, because this fight is really difficult. So you see what I mean? R'hllana is just really tanky as well. But their stance isn't very good, as memory serves. So if I can... if I can set up properly, I should be fine. Because, yeah, she starts broken really easily. Like, that's the one thing that she's very weak to. That Crucible tongue attack that our knight friend here is doing, very interesting. Yeah, I'm feeling way better about this one compared to pretty much all of the attempts I made before realising it was the wrong boss for what I was trying to do. There we go. I think if she has a weakness, it's probably lightning, to be honest. But I don't think I can lightning infuse my... Wait, no, I can lightning infuse my martial arts, I think. I just need to... Well, yeah. Dying would put me in a position where I can try that and see if it works. So, thanks, I guess. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I may have forgotten that you need specific glint blades to sorry, not glint blades. You need specific my point is that I forgot that you need those collected blades to pick certain infusion types. So we're going to keep that as quality, but only while I go and grab the lightning wet knife. That's what they're called, wet knives. We're going to grab the wet knife, we're going to give this one more try, and then we're going to call it for the night. Because I think what we need is we need to grab the red hot and the sanctified wet blades. And the sanctified wet blade is the one that's immediately relevant, so we'll grab that first. It should be in the fortified manor, so we just need to go to Erdtree Sanctuary and then run down to it. Sorry, not West Capital Rampart, my bad. That probably wasn't a smart way of getting down here, but I'm here now. Oh wait, don't I have the stats for that damn knife I was thinking of equipping now? Oh no, I'm still missing a level of intelligence. Once I've got that, I should actually be able to wield the hammer I was using before too. Probably not gonna, at least not for a bit, but it's good to know that I'll have the option. There we go. Just grabbing the essentials so we can head on out. Of course, since we've got a rune arc, I could always pump up my power a little bit. Wouldn't do any harm. I think at this level, either Godric or Radahn's runes would be the best one to pick in terms of buffing my stats up. Got quite a few goals in mind for this DLC. Admittedly, one of them is just martial arts kicking the Elden Beast until it explodes. There we go. Okay. Castle Lord's Chamber. Let's get rolling. There we go, that looks a bit better. Now, even though it's not going to be quite as optimal as I'd like, it will be doing lightning damage, so we'll see if lightning damage is actually more effective on her. Oh, it does seem to do a little more damage. Now, the part to be really scared of is when she gets down to about half health. Because when Rolana gets to half health, she starts enchanting her sword. We saw a bit of it at the tail end of the last fight. To be fair, if I wanted to make martial arts work on my other build, I did have the option of doing a pure strength build with a heavy infusion, but I personally feel like this works better for like the kind of character I'm trying to build anyway. Okay, here's the tough one. You jump, and you jump. That's the only way to avoid getting killed by that. Yeah, I'm not letting you attack me. I need to get better at dodging that follow-up sweep. That's where she's getting me a lot of the time. I also need to work out how to dodge the stupid chain slashing attack there, because that one's really rough. Okay, but now that we have a few more infusion options available, we can experiment. Like, quality infusion's cool. Could try bleeding her. Like, it's not really something I'm built for, but it's not like a terrible strategy. No, I think we're going to stick to quality on this one. I've got a bunch of crafting. Ooh. That sounds like a fun experiment to try. See how much damage that does. Well, it was worth a shot, but at least it looked cool. because we haven't summoned the Needle Knight, we're actually getting we're actually dealing more damage. The trade-off, of course, is that we're not going to have that extra health bar helping us tank her attacks, which leads to situations like this one. Now, realistically, I think the solution here is to sleep on it, try again tomorrow, because there's plenty of time to experience this incredible DLC. And this has been a fantastic first, God knows how many hours at this point, of Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. So, until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.